everyone, it's Bepster01, and welcome back to another Zenless Zone Zero video. Today, we're tackling a hot topic that's been creating quite a stir in the gaming community, doom posting. We're going to take a deep dive into how this phenomenon has affected the launch of Zenless Zone Zero, the latest gacha action RPG from MiHoYo, and explore what the future might hold for this game despite the negativity it's been facing. Zenless Zone Zero launched globally on July 4th, 2024, and within just 3 days, it had already surpassed 50 million downloads. This impressive milestone is a testament to the game's appeal and the strong following MiHoYo games typically attract. But alongside the praise and excitement, there's been a significant amount of criticism, much of which seems to stem from what we call doom posting. For those of you who might not be familiar with the term, doom posting is when people spread exaggerated negativity and discouragement about a game, often based on personal biases or surface-level assessments. This can create a toxic environment and influence the opinions of new players who might not have had the chance to form their own judgments. In this video, we'll break down the different aspects of this phenomenon, starting with some of the main criticisms Zenless has faced. We'll address issues like the game's download size, gameplay mechanics, and how it stacks up against Wuthering Waves. We'll also look into the general decrease in interest in gacha games and how this trend has impacted Zenless specifically. Finally, we'll discuss the game's positive reception and conclude with my thoughts on the future of Zenless Zone Zero. So stick around, hit that like button, and let's jump right into this video. One of the primary criticisms Zenless Zone Zero has faced since its launch is its substantial download size. The game's size has been a significant concern for many players, especially those with limited storage space. To start, the download size for Zenless varies across platforms. You need at least 40 gigabytes on PC and 15 gigabytes on mobile devices to download the game. The initial shock regarding the game's size led to a lot of panic and frustration among players. However, it's essential to understand why the game demands such significant storage. Zenless boasts high-quality graphics, detailed environments, and complex animations, all contributing to a larger file size. This is not just about having pretty visuals. The detailed textures and expansive maps require substantial data to function seamlessly and provide an immersive gaming experience. Moreover, the game includes a variety of text and audio files in multiple languages, which further increases its size. This approach ensures that players from different regions can enjoy the game in their preferred language, adding to its overall inclusiveness and accessibility. Zenless Zone Zero's size is not entirely out of the ordinary compared to other games. For example, AAA titles like Fortnite and Valorant also demand substantial storage, which is comparable to Zenless Zone Zero's size. Furthermore, games like Genshin Impact, another MiHoYo title, started with large initial downloads but were optimized over time as older resources were better managed. Despite the criticism, it's worth noting that the substantial download size of Zenless is justified by the quality and depth of the content it offers. Players who invest the time and space to download the game are rewarded with a rich, detailed gaming experience that stands out in the mobile and PC gaming landscape. The initial concerns are understandable, but they should be weighed against the game's overall quality and what it brings to the table. While the download size may be a hurdle for some, it's a trade-off for the high production values and immersive experience Zenless delivers. As MiHoYo continues to support and update the game, we can expect optimizations that might help manage the storage requirements better, much like they have done with their previous titles. Now, let's explore one of Zenless Zone Zero's most talked about aspects, its gameplay mechanics. This game has received mixed reviews regarding its combat system, with some players labeling it repetitive and overly simplistic. However, a closer look reveals a much more nuanced picture. Like many action RPGs, Zenless features real-time combat, where players can switch between different characters mid-battle. This allows for dynamic team compositions and the ability to leverage various abilities and synergies. Critics who describe the gameplay as button mashing often overlook the strategic depth that these mechanics offer. Firstly, the combat system includes a variety of combo mechanics. Players can execute chained attacks requiring precise timing and positioning to maximize damage and effectiveness. These combos are not just for show, they are critical in taking down tougher enemies and bosses. Mastering these combinations adds a layer of skill and strategy that goes beyond simple button mashing. Moreover, each character in Zenless has unique abilities and roles within the team. This diversity means players must think carefully about their team composition, balancing damage output, defensive capabilities, and support roles. The game encourages experimentation with different character setups to find the most effective strategies for various challenges. Another aspect that adds depth to the gameplay is the roguelite elements integrated into the game. When playing the Hollow Zero game mode, players enter procedurally generated dungeons where they face random encounters and collect resources. The Resonium card system allows players to customize their playstyle by selecting various buffs that enhance their team's power. They must also be wary of corruption accumulating throughout the run. This ensures that no two runs are exactly the same, keeping the gameplay fresh and requiring players to adapt their strategies on the fly. The criticism of Zenless Zone Zero's gameplay mechanics often stems from comparisons to other games, particularly Wuthering Waves, which launched shortly before Zenless. Wuthering Waves is known for its high skill ceiling and punishing combat mechanics, which appeal to hardcore gamers looking for a challenge. In contrast, Zenless is designed to be more accessible, offering a balance that allows casual and more experienced players to enjoy the game. It's also worth noting that the early impressions of Zenless Zone Zero's combat might come from players who haven't fully explored the game's systems. As players progress and unlock more characters and abilities, the complexity and strategic depth of the combat become more apparent. Advanced players who invest time in learning the game's mechanics often find the combat to be both engaging and rewarding. Now, let's address the frequent comparisons between Zenless Zone Zero and Wuthering Waves. Both games were released around the same time and shared several initial launch problems, yet Wuthering Waves did not receive nearly as much backlash as Zenless. Let's explore why this is and highlight the distinct differences between the two games. Zenless and Wuthering Waves experienced similar problems at launch, such as large download sizes, clunky gameplay and combat systems, and poor optimization for mobile devices. Zenless requires around 40 gigabytes of storage space on PC, which, while substantial, is justified by its high-quality graphics and detailed environments. Similarly, Wuthering Waves had a hefty download size of 30 gigabytes, though slightly smaller, causing concern among players with limited storage. Both games faced optimization issues, particularly on mobile devices, which affected performance and player experience. Zenless and Wuthering Waves offer fundamentally different gameplay experiences, despite these shared issues. Zenless is an urban fantasy action RPG focusing on fast-paced combat and intricate character interactions and backstories within a confined, post-apocalyptic city environment. The combat system in Zenless involves combo mechanics and character synergies that add strategic depth, contrary to the claims of it being merely button mashing. On the other hand, Wuthering Waves is an open-world RPG that emphasizes exploration and a broader, more expansive gameplay experience. The open-world format allows players to roam freely and engage in various activities, making the gameplay feel less confined compared to Zenless. This difference in gameplay mechanics makes direct comparisons challenging and often misleading, as they cater to different player preferences. A significant factor in the differing receptions is the bandwagon effect and the perception of MiHoYo's monopoly over the gacha gaming industry. MiHoYo, the developer behind the immensely popular Genshin Impact, faces intense scrutiny and higher expectations. Players often compare new releases to the success of Genshin Impact and expect higher levels of polish and innovation. This has led to a tendency among players and critics to jump on the bandwagon of hating on MiHoYo's new releases, like Zenless, simply because of its immense popularity and dominance in the market. Although it shared many of the same initial issues as Zenless, Wuthering Waves did not carry the same burden of expectations. Additionally, Wuthering Waves developers, Kuro Games, managed community engagement effectively, fostering a supportive player base. This helped mitigate backlash and maintain a more positive reception compared to Zenless. The storylines of both games have been points of contention. Zenless Zone Zero's story is generally seen as more engaging and well-crafted than Wuthering Waves, which has received criticism for its uninspiring and bland narrative. Despite this, the overall criticism directed at Zenless has been harsher, likely due to the aforementioned reasons of heightened expectations and the bandwagon effect. miHoYo and Kuro Games have actively engaged with their player bases, addressing concerns and rolling out updates to improve gameplay and performance. This proactive approach from both developers shows their commitment to refining their games and listening to player feedback. However, the initial perception and handling of community feedback played a crucial role in the different levels of backlash each game received. While Zenless Zone Zero and Wuthering Waves share similar launch issues, the context, timing, and handling of these issues have contributed to the difference in their receptions. Understanding these nuances highlights the challenges faced by Zenless and recognizes that many criticisms stem from unfair comparisons and heightened expectations rather than the game's intrinsic quality. The popularity of gacha games has fluctuated significantly over the past few years, particularly peaking during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. During this period, many players, confined to their homes, turned to mobile gaming for entertainment. The launch of Genshin Impact in 2020 was a major event, introducing many new players to the gacha genre. Its success was unprecedented, drawing in players who might never have considered playing a gacha game before. Zenless Zone Zero is miHoYo's third major AAA gacha game, following the massive successes of Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. By the time Zenless launched, many players were already deeply invested in these earlier titles, leading to a phenomenon known as gacha burnout. This burnout results from the time and financial commitments these games require, causing some players to feel fatigued and less enthusiastic about investing in yet another gacha game. The decline in interest isn't solely due to player fatigue. The market has also become saturated with numerous gacha games, each competing for players' time and money. While Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail continue to dominate in terms of revenue, new titles struggle to capture the same level of attention and engagement. This increased competition has made it harder for new releases like Zenless to stand out. Furthermore, Zenless Zone Zero's launch faced the challenge of being scrutinized against the backdrop of its predecessor's success. Many players and critics quickly compared it to Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail, expecting better innovation and polish. This high bar led to more severe criticisms, especially when issues like large download sizes and optimization problems surfaced, which are common across many new game launches, but felt more acutely here due to elevated expectations. Despite these challenges, miHoYo continues to engage actively with its player base, addressing concerns and rolling out updates to improve the gaming experience. The initial wave of criticism may be part of a broader trend of diminishing enthusiasm for gacha games. However, the strong community support and ongoing development efforts suggest that Zenless still has the potential to carve out a significant place in the market. Doomposting, the act of spreading exaggerated negativity about a game, has profound implications for both the gaming community and the developers. Let's delve into the negative impact of doomposting, particularly in the context of Zenless Zone Zero. Doomposting often leads to a toxic environment where negative sentiments dominate discussions. This can deter new players from trying the game and create a hostile atmosphere for those who enjoy it. For instance, platforms like TikTok and YouTube become echo chambers of negativity, making it difficult for positive feedback to gain traction. Prominent content creators play a significant role in shaping public opinion. When they engage in doomposting, their large followings can quickly turn against a game. This creates a bandwagon effect, where people jump on the hate train without fully understanding or experiencing the game themselves. This was notably seen with Zenless, where the criticisms were amplified by influencers who often used exaggerated thumbnails and titles to draw attention. Zenless was frequently compared to Wuthering Waves, another gacha RPG that launched around the same time. Despite both games having similar issues, such as large download sizes and clunky gameplay, Wuthering Waves did not face the same level of backlash. One reason is the heightened expectations from MiHoYo's previous successes like Genshin Impact and Honkai Star Rail. Players expected Zenless to meet or exceed the standards set by these games, leading to harsher scrutiny and more intense doom posting when it fell short. Constant doom posting can demoralize developers who have invested years of effort into creating a game. It can overshadow the positive feedback and constructive criticism developers need to improve their game. For example, MiHoYo has been known for actively engaging with its player base and rolling out updates based on feedback. However, the overwhelming negativity from doom posting can make it harder for developers to discern genuine issues from exaggerated complaints, potentially slowing down meaningful improvements. A community driven by doom posting can become unsustainable in the long term. It can drive away current and potential players, reducing the game's active player base and community engagement. Over time, this can lead to a decline in the game's popularity and longevity. A supportive and constructive community is crucial for the long-term success of any game, and doom posting undermines this foundation. While addressing the flaws and issues within a game is essential, there's a significant difference between constructive criticism and doom posting. Constructive feedback aims to help developers improve the game by highlighting specific problems and suggesting solutions. In contrast, doom posting focuses on spreading negativity and often lacks substantive content that can lead to improvements. For Zenless, constructive feedback would have been more beneficial in helping MiHoYo address and fix the issues raised by players. Despite the criticisms and challenges Zenless Zone Zero has faced, it has received substantial positive feedback from both players and critics. The game's innovative combat system, engaging storyline, and overall presentation have been particularly praised. One of Zenless Zone Zero's standout features is its combat system, which many reviewers have found to be highly engaging and rewarding. The combat is described as fluid and dynamic, leveraging intricate combos and team synergies that require strategic planning and execution. This system has been compared favorably to MiHoYo's previous titles, emphasizing its smooth and satisfying mechanics. Zenless Zone Zero's setting in the post-apocalyptic city of New Eridu provides a unique and immersive backdrop for the game. The world is brought to life through detailed environments and a distinctive art style. The characters, each with their unique personalities and backstories, contribute to a rich narrative experience. Players have praised the game for its vibrant cast and the depth of character interactions, which add layers to the storyline and gameplay. Another aspect where Zenless shines is its visual and technical performance. The game boasts high-quality graphics that enhance the immersive experience, with detailed textures and animations that bring the world of New Eridu to life. Performance-wise, the game runs smoothly, even on high settings, which has been a significant bonus for many players. This is particularly noteworthy given the optimization issues faced by some other recent game releases in the genre. The system requirements for Zenless on PC are more lenient than those of competitors like Wuthering Waves, allowing players with older CPUs, GPUs, and less RAM to still enjoy the game. While some aspects of exploration, like the hollow exploration, have been critiqued, the city-side exploration has been well received. The smaller, more detailed city environments allow players to engage in various activities, from interacting with NPCs to participating in mini-games at the arcade. These elements add liveliness and keep the gameplay experience fresh and engaging. As we wrap up this deep dive into the shaky launch of Zenless Zone Zero, it's clear that despite the initial wave of criticisms, there's a lot to be hopeful about regarding its future. The game's innovative combat system, vibrant world, and strong community engagement lay a solid foundation for long-term success. MiHoYo has shown a commitment to continuously improving Zenless by actively responding to player feedback and rolling out timely updates. This ongoing support helps maintain a positive relationship with the player base and ensures that the game continues to evolve and improve over time. The game's unique setting in New Eridu, combined with its engaging characters and high-quality visuals, offers a fresh and immersive experience that stands out in the crowded gacha market. Moreover, the positive reception from a significant portion of the player base highlights the game's potential. Many players appreciate the depth and strategic elements of the combat, the intricate character interactions, and the detailed world building. These strengths and MiHoYo's dedication to its community indicate that Zenless is well-positioned to thrive in the long run. So, if you're a fan of action RPGs and engaging narratives, Zenless is definitely worth your time. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to my channel. Let me know if you're enjoying Zenless so far in the comments below. Until next time, keep gaming and spread positivity.